Welcome to Nightlight. Step away from the mainstream and gather around as we enlighten the world and our realities and travel this cosmic journey we call life. Join us as we share with you and provide that beacon that can guide us all to a better way. Explore with us as we examine a metaphysical montage of spiritual insights, covering everything from the mundane to the magical, UFOs to unicorns, and everything in between. This is a time of awakening, of sharing and evolving, of spreading our wings and soaring on the cosmic breath of creation. Come and join with other light-minded spirits as we weave our lights together to seek understanding, enlightenment, and with a little luck, some wisdom. This is Nightlight, a reminder that you are never alone.
Welcome, everybody. Glad you could join us tonight. I do apologize for last week not quite making it, but we're going to do tonight, and then a week from now, we're going to do another one next week to sort of catch me up to twice a month. So if you don't get in tonight, you can try for next week. The line does get long after a while, so if you do have a question, please feel free to type it into the comments section and type it in all caps so Gregg can find you. It's kind of hard every now and then as the scroll moves for him to catch everybody, but if you're in caps, it's easier for him to identify people that want to have a reading. It is, I think doing readings for me is probably one of the most exciting parts of having a gift or having developed a gift or whatever you want to call it, because I learn so much from everybody that I read that for me, it's kind of like going to school. So I do appreciate your coming. I appreciate your asking questions. Very often, because I'm channeling all of this, what comes out of my mouth often surprises me as much as it may surprise you. And happily, it's always been a very positive surprise. So I do thank you so much for helping me in my education by being here and asking amazingly wonderful questions that help me to sort of hone my skills, hone my talents, and learn more about this gift that I have been blessed with, that I have celebrated for a very, very long time. Coming up on, oh, forget it. It's a very long time. I promise you that. I've stopped trying to figure it out. I've gone beyond half a century. So, and I guess I have at least a master's degree in this area, anyhow, in reading people. And I do thank you for bringing your questions, your insight, and your energy, because it's your energy that I draw the information from, that I blend with my own, and then the answer comes out to whatever your question is. I would ask those of you that have not signed on to follow the show on YouTube. Your energy in that direction helps us as well. I really think that it's important that you understand that a lot of the information that I do share is on my website, barbaradulong.com. And if you check that out, sign up to be in the circle, because we're going to be doing remote viewing and a couple of other things from the website. And you might want to be a part of that as well. There's also the Cosmic Deck site that has lots of information on the cards that I use. And I do use the Cosmic Deck of Initiation whenever I am doing these readings. So it's, thank you, Gregg.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you put that up there, because I always say it wrong. I always say the Cosmic Deck, and it's just Cosmic Deck of Initiation. So there are a number of you already sitting here patiently waiting, so I won't babble anymore. Who's first up, Gregg?
Okay, first up is Pat Haley. And Pat says, will James work out as my new mechanic for my 95 Volvo? Hard to find honest, skilled help. He has an uncomfortable personality. Just want to afford and have help I can trust.
I can totally understand that. The very first thing that I got was that if you find anything uncomfortable with him, walk away. Even if he has a tick or whatever that's a physical whatever that you're not comfortable with, walk away. Not that he's not honest, just that it feels as though there is a feeling of discomfort already here. And I would absolutely find someone that you're comfortable with, that has been recommended to you by someone else who has used them. And I would stay away from the lists that are on the internet and things like that say they have checked out the people. They haven't. So get a personal recommendation. You might even want to go to the grocery store and see if there's somebody on their bulletin boards. I've gotten a number of great people from my grocery store. It feels to me as though he sounds and he feels as though he is honest. I feel that you are uncomfortable with him and it's not a good fit. I'm not saying he's not honest and I'm not saying he's not good. I just have a feeling that your discomfort is signaling something that you should pay attention to. When I look at the cards, it feels to me as though you're at a point in time where you are pulling body, mind, spirit together. You are picking up flashes of insight from the spirit that's inside of you. I would not go with this person. I would find another person. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's dishonest. I'm not saying he's not qualified. But that feeling of discomfort has waves, and it makes me uncomfortable. So I would say that you've already gotten a signal that this is probably not the best person for you. Not that he's not a good one, just that he's not a good one for you. It does feel as though you'll find somebody reasonably rapidly. I feel, it's an older car. One of the most exciting parts of having a gift. It's an older car. 95 doesn't seem like that long ago, but I guess it actually is. So I would say that from your energetic field, the fact that you are at a point in time where you are beginning to utilize those skills and talents that you have inside of yourself, that it really is time for you to begin trusting these feelings that you get. Don't question them, just trust them. And in this case, it's look for somebody else. I think there's somebody better out there for you. I think if you get a recommendation from a friend, or if you go to a Volvo dealership, they might be able to recommend someone that they can endorse. You're at a point in time where you can't waste your money and have to redo something. Every now and then when you find someone who's a bargain, they're worth what you pay them. And it does feel like this is probably not the best person for you. I hope I can give you, some suggestion as to where else to look. I just feel you'll be drawn to the right person if you give it a chance. I do feel that what you have wrong with the Volvo is not horrific, so that you'll be able to find someone that will be able to deal reasonably with you and make you feel comfortable with them, and just in case there is a bigger problem at some point in time and you want to be able to trust the person you call on. I would walk away from this one. Okay, hope that helps.
Okay. Very good. All right, next up is Terry Lush. He says, hi Barbara, first time caller. I understand I've graduated, quote unquote, from the past number of years or decades. What should I be doing to get started on tomorrow? Creatively, intuitively, for business, etc. Thank you.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Congratulations on graduating. I'm still in preschool. So I never, I always claim preschool. I'm potty trained. That's about it. Okay. Interesting. I throw cards for everybody that I read. And I throw a circle that gives me 12 months, and the central card usually tells me what energy is going to be impacting the all of the months yet to come. And you have the threshold card here. So I would say that this layout absolutely says you're right, you've graduated. Threshold card means that you are coming to a point in time where you are opening yourself up to understanding and dealing with and moving beyond the physical into a more cosmic threshold portal through which that you can obtain information that comes from a higher level of spirit. You're crossing the threshold of this and other dimensions, so that you are moving into a time where it's going to be very, very important for you to make sure that, number one, you have creativity, something that you do creatively every day, whether it's rearranging your spice rack alphabetically, or gardening, or writing, or singing, or anything of a creative nature. And the universe is very, very lenient. Almost anything that you get joy out of doing can be considered creative, so long as you're not paid for it. If you're paid for it, that means you have to find another place to get your creativity good points from. It's important that creativity be a part of every day for you, even more so than in the past, because it does bring into you new energy, new insight, new wisdom. It enhances your intuition. It makes you sharper on many, many different levels. And it does say that, in many ways, it opens you to a new level of understanding of yourself, your purpose, the direction you're going in this lifetime. And it helps you to connect to the spirit that is within, which gives you greater wisdom than you could ever imagine. So in many ways, the element of channeling is here in some way or form. I do feel that again, creativity is unique to every individual. I garden. I used to garden. And I used to paint. I used to do a lot of things. And recently I've had to find new ways of getting my creativity going and out there. And of course, once you've, it doesn't have to be the same creativity all the time. It just has to be creative. So that it's a sense of, when you get that joy, that excitement out of doing a project of any sort, whether it's cooking, whether it's rearranging your recipes. It could be anything, but so many people take it so seriously that they become so serious about their creativity, they take the energy out of it. Has to be something you have great joy in. You don't have to be good. You just have to have fun. The more laughter that's involved, the more joy that's involved, the greater the insight, the more open the portal is, the greater the wisdom and insight flow into your reality. You're going to, as I've said to many people, be seeing a lot more of the synchronicities coming your way. And if you keep track of your synchronicities, that's the way your spirit is able to send messages to you. And the more frequently you open that channel, the more frequently you are open to the information coming from that direction, the greater the portal, the more the information, the greater the insight. And I don't know what the level is beyond graduating to wherever you are now, but I do know that it's an endless joy of finding greater wisdom and insight in the most unusual of places. It does feel to me as though it's important to enhance what it is you have inside of you, rather than thinking you have to learn something new. You don't have to learn anything new. It's all there. All you have to do is trust yourself and get your ego out of the way. That's I think the most important thing. I often, when I'm doing readings or if I'm doing something like this, I basically, the ego has to go out to lunch, go to a movie. I don't care where it goes. But the reality is, once your ego is out of the way, that element of judgment, then you can bring information from spirit more clearly through to you, whether it's in writing, whether it's in music, wherever it comes from. Just get great joy of it, and don't feel you have to be traditional. It can be very non-traditional, so long as it gives you joy and you have fun with it. That's the important thing. As far as work goes, I do feel that you're at a point in time here, and it does look as though there is a new beginning for you. There's a duality where it comes to the house of work. So it does feel as though there may be one or two new directions you're going to take yourself in professionally. Don't quit your day job, but let the universe help you. I have found that there have been many times where I was very, very sure I knew exactly what the universe wanted me to do. And I basically said, I'll take it from here. Of course, then I hit a brick wall. So it's a matter of letting the changes come to you. Don't try to make something happen, because on a physical level, all you have is from frame of reference is this lifetime. The spirit that you carry within, that is riding you through this lifetime, has all of eternity to draw from, knows truly what's best for you in your development, and letting that spirit guide you is probably the most exciting thing that you could possibly do. There have been times in my life when people have said, why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you, what is it that you've got coming? And it's kind of like, I'm waiting for the sign. It will come. And it's sort of like, I wait for the call so I can say I have a calling. And I try not to make the call, because chances are it will be a wrong number if it connects at all. So what you've got here is a wonderful time in your life. It's almost like you've birthed a new aspect of yourself. You're evolving into a time of trusting to the spirit that you carry within. All of us have a spirit that is within us. And in many ways, our physicality is an avatar for that spirit to ride in, because spirits are etheric. So they have no physical form. The only way they experience physicality is to ride within a physical presence of some sort. So our consciousness sometimes doesn't want to accept that. And we'll say, I know what's best for us. So forget what you feel. I'm what you think. And the reality is, what you think is far less important than what you feel. And if you go with your feelings, if you really allow yourself to move with the way the universe is moving you, you're going to find that you can't step wrong. Now, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm 81 years old. I still make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but we do learn from them and hopefully laugh from them, because once we can laugh them away, they don't have the same sting or intensity. And it feels to me as though you're in many ways wrestling with the ego and the spirit back and forth. And I would trust yourself. You certainly have reached a point in time where connecting to the spirit within, occasionally, it's not something you can't pick up the phone and get an answer right away. But what you'll get is some sort of synchronistic signal as to, I heard you, and this is the direction you need to go, or you need to wait. And if you don't get an answer, then it means you have to wait. You have to plow more into your creativity. And the more creative you are, the more fun you have with it, the faster life will move for you. I can promise you that. So good luck, and get back at us and let us know what happens. Okay, Gregg?
Okay. Great stuff. All right. Pat just followed up and said he's one of the best. I think she meant best in the business over 60 years. The other few have put my car in danger. Okay. Little feedback.
Okay.
Who we have next is Michelle Vey. Michelle is back. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Barbara. Can you please tell me what you see for my career and how to move forward? Thank you very much.
Okay. You can hear me slapping cards fast. Okay. See for my career. It feels here that you're at a point in time where the spotlight is falling on you. So a lot of people are noticing the expertise that you have, the knowledge you have, the wisdom you have, the capacity you have for being able to accept challenges and find answers to things that are not the norm. It does feel as though career-wise that you're at a top place in a time where you are flowering so that people are taking notice. I would not try to put yourself forward. I would let other people approach you to pull you forward, because the more you try to follow, again, the old, don't go by what you think, go by what you feel. And the reality is, it feels to me as though as you move up to the December timeframe, there is a sense here of new foundations, new directions. And it feels as though at the present time, you may be a little anxious and wanting to push things faster than they are going. And that's not a good idea. Let things flow, because the more you let them flow, the more you are going to find new insights along the way that are going to be very helpful for you to apply to the new directions that I see coming at the first of the year. It feels here as though you're at a time where you're really focusing on taking care of yourself, moving in new directions. And as you move into the November timeframe, there's a sense here of trusting your intuition and allowing yourself to be guided by your own insight. Very good and a great idea, because oftentimes when you ask advice of other people, what you get is what they think for themselves, not what they know. And what they know is only for themselves. So their information won't apply to you in the directions that you're going. You have the ability to see where people are coming from. You have the ability to know this is important. You have clarity of vision. You can see in people the best that they're capable of. You can see the potential they have. What you don't know and what you can't see is whether or not they are meant to manifest at this lifetime. The best advice is, what you see is what you get, not what you think you can make of it. And this applies to career, and it applies to personal life too. What you see is what you get. Even though you know a person is capable of great and wonderful things, this lifetime they may not be meant to manifest those things or to experience that. So do please pay attention to the fact that even though you can see inside of people to a great degree, you don't know whether it will apply to being manifested this lifetime, and you can't make it happen, and neither can they. They need to experience whatever it is that is going to go on within themselves. Having this kind of talent, gift, whatever, can be very frustrating at times. So pace yourself and remind yourself that that's what the package is. That's what I have to deal with, and deal accordingly. Don't try to make something out of someone that they're not capable of making. That feels a very important message for you. As you come into the November timeframe, there's healing energy and creative energy. It feels like there's a burst of energy around you, and it does feel as though you're going to be making some choices and decisions that are really quite profound. December holds new foundations. You're moving into new places within yourself and within your reality. And as you hit January, it does feel as though there is a unity of focus, so that you are focused in new directions. And they aren't directions that at this moment that you're looking at. So be patient with yourself and realize that things will happen in their time, and there's no way to hurry it, no way to rush it, much as I would love to be able to do that myself. As you hit the February timeframe, new learning is here. It feels as though you're hitting the books, or research, I guess is a better way to put it. I show my age. I see books and I think wisdom. Now books are almost antiques. But what in February I'm seeing here is a tremendous amount of research, of hitting the books, of researching, of pulling wisdoms from yourself that you have carried through time. So you're going to find, in many cases, you seeking information, finding wisdom, and realizing that you knew it all along. It just had to be reminded of it. You might find yourself buying books only because it reminds you of something that you already know, and it's good to have the book there just to be able to prove it. As you hit the March time frame, again, the element of greater wisdom coming in, it does feel as though there is a sense here of sending information out. Whatever you send out in the month of March is going to return to you greatly manifested. So if you're going to be sending anything out like a mass mailing or something like that, or applications, it feels as though you'll get a great response from it. Whether you're trying to make contacts or expand your frame of reference, whatever you send out is going to give you a great return for your time and your energy. So focus on March and realize that that's a time where communication outside of your own realm is a good idea. April brings new groups of energy into you, new people around you. It feels as though this is a time when there are new people coming into your life that help to enhance, to stretch, and to enable you to grow in new directions. As you hit May, you have karma coming in, and it feels as though May is going to be a time where there is the element of good things happening to you, and you're not understanding where did that come from? What did I do to deserve this? And the reality is not this lifetime, but past lifetimes. It feels like a lot of good karma is coming your direction, and you're going to recognize it. It feels as though it's going to happen, during the whole year, but it does feel as though in the month of May, you're going to physically feel it and see it and recognize it. It's going to be that obvious. Looks like it's going to be a profound month for you. One in which there may be the planning of travel that you had not expected, and it feels as though it's going to be quite a distant travel, but for enjoyment, not for work, but for enjoyment. As you hit June, you have you're making choices here, new choices about your own direction, realizing that being open to the potential turns the universe loose into giving you choices you hadn't anticipated. It feels as though you have the free will to move in new directions that you had never experienced before or expected. So there is this element of coming into a new element of insight and wisdom that people they haven't come into the July timeframe. You've got July and August really look to be quite profound. There's freedom here. There's working with groups of people here that you haven't worked with before that give you great pleasure and help you to generate new insight and wisdom within yourself. I do feel that as you hit September, again, you're taking care of yourself in new directions, and it feels as though the whole pathway of your life is changing and shifting. So please be open to the changes, because they can do nothing but enhance the amount of spiritual insight and wisdom that flows to you, through you, and within you. Okie doke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Nancy Goldenberg. And Nancy says, hello. Would love a general reading.
I can do that. Okay. I know how to do that.
Excellent.
Okay. All righty. Excuse me. Pollen is getting to me. I can't wait for the first freeze. Of course, here in Tennessee, they may not even have a first freeze with this weather, so I'll sniffle my way through. Okay. Oh, this is cool. You've got a whole year here, and when I do these general readings, I give you 12 months from now. So I'll give you a whole year's worth, starting with October. You're going to find the next 12 months are bringing great abundance into your life. There's new direction, there's new insight, there's new wisdom. I would say that this is going to be a year in which you experience abundance on all levels. And usually when I say abundance, everybody goes with money. And it's, yeah, there is more money than you expect, but abundance of relationships, abundance of insight, abundance of wisdom, abundance of friendship, abundance on all levels. And it does feel as though there's a new balance in your life. And because you have a new balance going on here, it means that there's a greater flow of energy to you, through you, and of you. And I do feel that there is a sense of moving in new directions. And as you hit the November timeframe, it feels like you're setting things up. You're putting your ducks in a row. You're making plans for the new year. And it does feel as though the new year is going to hold a great deal of new insight, wisdom, and excitement for you. And light, a lot of light. I do feel that you're setting things in motion. Understand that we do have free will, but we do have to pay for free will with, the consequences of our actions. You're setting things up. You're setting things up inside of yourself, in your mind, and in your energy field, so that as you hit the first of the year, there's almost an explosion of new energy. As you hit the December timeframe, there is this unity of focus. You're tying up loose ends. You're pulling things together so that there's a greater unity of energy here, a greater security of feeling in charge of yourself. I feel that up to this point in time, you have been fragmented in many different ways. And it does feel as though you're pulling everything together. You're letting go of what you have no control over. You're letting go of things that no longer have meaning to you. In many ways, on an energetic level, you're decluttering your life, and you're decluttering also when it comes to all aspects of life, not just things that you've gathered. Sometimes people, and those that you're close to, they'll stay there. There's no problem with that. But you're kind of letting go of, that old poem, and it's not a poem. It's I don't know what you'd call it, but people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes you mistake the lifetimes for other things. And I do feel that in the December timeframe, you're going to be taking a closer look at people and understanding that they served a great purpose in your life, but they no longer do. And you just sort of will let them drift away. Don't slam a door, just let people drift away. As you come to the January timeframe, there's new insight, there's new reason. You're more open to the energies that come from the universe, so that the element of meditation, the element of utilizing the energy that comes from meditation to open yourself up to greater insight into the directions that you want to look in and you want to go to. And it does feel also as gosh, it looks as though you're performing in some way, shape, or form. And I don't even want to begin to guess of how you're performing, but you're performing, and you're doing it in unusual and different ways, so that it looks very interesting what you're doing and saying. As you hit the February timeframe, there's a sense here again of karma being built up. I think you're going to be experiencing karma from a past life with a lot of the people in your life, because it feels as though you are drawing to yourself people that you've had experience with in past lives, and you're sort of tying up whatever was left over from that life. Nothing bad, just people coming in that you think that you feel like you've known for a long time, and yet you have never met them, and they'll kind of drift in and drift out. It's going to be an interesting time. I keep a journal, because you're really clearing and cleaning out a tunnel of sorts. As you come into the March timeframe, you have, you've got universal freedom. You have the freedom to move in lots of different directions. You're looking at changing and making major changes in your life, and I think it's a good time. From what I'm seeing here, it's a very good time. And you're going to be doing things you never expected you would be doing. staying legal, of course, and as long as they don't compromise you ethically or morally. But you're going to find yourself doing things you never expected. I can't think of a really good example. The sky's the limit. Whatever I throw out there, you're going to think is I can't even give you an example, only that I know that you are free to make choices that you could never have made before. A lot of new stuff here. I do feel writing is coming in here very, very strongly. So get a journal, start writing. If you're already writing, keep going. It does feel as you hit the April timeframe, a lot of your own personal experiences are coming to the fore, and it does feel as though you're learning, you're revisiting a lot of things that have happened in your life, and you're seeing a new level of understanding that has come from experiences. And write them down. Write them down. You've got a number of books in you. As you hit the May timeframe, here there's new foundations for new directions you're going in. I do strongly feel that you have a move here of some sort. And there is a potential of moving, of actually physically moving, and it looks as though I keep seeing the abundance thing. I see money coming in, but it's not from somebody passing away. So and I don't think it's a lottery ticket either. So you have money coming in, which is going to be quite interesting to see where it does come from. And I'm not talking millions, but there is money here. As you hit the June timeframe, there's a sense here of you sharing yourself with other people in very unique ways. An element of helping other people in very different ways. I feel that people are going to be drawn to you for your wisdom, your insight, and your humor. There's a tremendous amount of laughter around you. It's just amazing. And you are using laughter as a healing tool. You're using laughter as a way to open doors that had been closed. You're finding that joy and laughter are bringing light into your life in very unique and different ways. Looks really fascinating. As you hit July, here's your intuition, your insight, your ability to see beyond facades is really very cool. I do feel that you're going to find yourself visiting past lives. So dreams are important. That's probably where you're going to probably find the most information, and write them down. But your ability to read energy is really very interesting. So trust it. So especially in the month of July, trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, walk away. And there have been times in my life where I was going to go somewhere, and I would get to my front door and I would say, this doesn't feel right. And I would back up, and every now and then I would get feedback that, that it was appropriate. I did not go wherever it was I was going to go. As you hit August, there's a sense here of music and creativity and a flow of energy that is just beautiful. And as you get into the September timeframe, here's where what you send out returns to you. You're going to find that you're getting a return of kindnesses given over time, that things that you've done and not even thought about, that are going to be bringing a return to you in very unexpected and unusual ways. So be ready for that, because it's going to be a time in which you're going to feel the universe gifting you, and it's not really gifting you. It's a matter of returning to you an energy that you sent out sometimes decades and decades before, and a kindness given and just let go of, and it comes back to gift you in many unique and different ways. It's going to be a very profound time. Again, journal it, keep a record of it. The more records you keep of things like this, the more frequently you get the messages. It's sort of like the universe waits to see if you're really paying attention to what it's sending you. And if you are paying attention, then it just continues to send you things more and more, so that the synchronicities and the coincidences that happen in your life become more and more profound. And there's a reason for that. If we don't pay attention to the universe, then the universe keeps giving us the little stuff, hoping that sooner or later we decide to pay attention. And when we do pay attention, then it increases and increases and increases to the point where even other people recognize the coincidences. It's really kind of exciting. Okay, hope that helps.
Okay, great. All right, who do we have next? We have Energy Shifter. And Energy Shifter is saying, I'm assuming I'm going through lots of releasing of my own buried things, and some from my mom. Guidance to reach the end of this season.
Okie dokie. Sounds like a good journey. Okie doke. Wow. Well, we all have things in our life that we've had to experience in order to grow. I mean, that's why we're here. Our spirit incarnated into a physical reality in order to experience and grow from those challenges that we have been faced with. And what you're doing is appropriate. That's why we're here. And sometimes we feel that, oh my God, it's a problem, and I'm in extreme cases, I'm cursed. What did I do to deserve this? And the reality is, the harder the challenge, the more developed your spirit actually is. So that if you're finding you have great difficulty, things coming at you from the right and the left, that's very flattering. It means that you have grown spiritually to the point where, the minor things you handle, without blinking. It's the major things that are a challenge to you that help you to grow and to move into new realms of understanding and spiritual wisdom and insight. And so what you're doing is profound. And sometimes it's not the person that causes a lesson to happen to you. It's the lesson that's the important thing, not the bearer of it. And sometimes it's parents that have delivered the challenge, and sometimes, when we can move beyond those challenges with love and compassion, insight, and being able to sort of release anger and hurt, and understand that the person that delivered it was a soul that was on a pathway just like you are, and probably has had to go through many lessons that are even harder than what you're going through. Important for you to hear that I know that you're doing releasing and you're letting go of things, and that's a cool thing. And just make sure that you're not releasing something that you haven't totally integrated into understanding within yourself before you release it. Because if you release something and the lesson hasn't been totally gathered, it'll just repeat. It sucks. I've done it. It's kind of like, okay, I'm done. I can let go of this. And then it comes back and it's like, wait a minute, I already did this. Have you checked your book yet? But there's a greater depth of understanding that's there. I think it's phenomenal that you're dealing with things and willing to release them with love. If you release something just to get rid of it, it will come back. If you release something in love, it won't. It'll just, there will be a healing process, and of course then there'll be other things to deal with. But it's sort of like understanding this is a lesson. What did I learn from it? What positive did I get from it? Because lessons are always for a positive reason. And sometimes they're hurtful, and sometimes we cry, and sometimes we feel angry and hurt. But when you can get beyond that and understand what you learned of a positive nature from whatever the experience was, then it can drift away, and you've learned something. And sometimes people deliver challenges like that, and once you understand what the point was, what was the lesson that I learned, um, I'm not so evolved that once I discover the positive lesson within some situations, I haven't written thank you notes to people that have caused the problem, but maybe next time I'll be able to, with love, release. Um, but it's I can move forward, I can let go, but I don't need to thank the person um, all the time. Sometimes I do, but there are a few that just this lifetime aren't getting thank you notes, but I did learn greatly from them. So I feel that what you're doing is remarkable. And I feel that so long as you are filling the spaces where the upset were with love and compassion and understanding, that you're going to move forward um, with great richness in you. That of course you're still going to have lessons. That's why we're here. But it does feel as though your understanding of why lessons happen, there's an element here of universal forgiveness, and in many ways it's a forgiveness of self for not embracing something that you had to learn. And sometimes it has to hurt in order to learn something. And once you learn it and embrace it, and it's never a negative, it's always a positive. And I think that's the most difficult thing. When there's hurt involved, we want to blame, we're angry, and we hurt. And when you can find out, when you can learn, when you can open yourself up to understanding, what positive did I get from this? And I'm so grateful that I now have that insight and that wisdom. It enhances me and makes me a richer, lovelier person to be around. Then I don't know if you're female, or I don't want to tell a man he's lovelier, but kinder and richer. It does feel as though you're going through a tremendously, if this has been a long period of time that you've been doing this, and it does feel as though you are quite close to the very, very edge. And it does feel that once you have embraced the wisdom and the truth and the love that gave you these challenges, then you can move forward. And it does feel that after the first of the year, things change, energy shifts, energy changes within your life. And as you come into the January time, well, December, the December timeframe has universal truth. It's kind of like, okay, what were my positives? What have I gathered? How does this make me a richer person internally, and a better person for people to be friends with and love? And once you get to that point, then everything just kind of glides forward into the new year. There's a new compassion within you, a new understanding within you, a kindness in you that has always been there. It just begins to manifest to a greater degree. As you hit February, here's where I guess I want to say your house is in order. That you have a greater balance within you and greater insight and wisdom as to the new directions you want to go in. By the time you hit April, there's a light within you that is apparent to everyone. It's a joy of being whole, and it does feel as though this light actually just emanates from you. Your smile becomes richer, and as you hit April, May, there's body, mind, spirit all together here. I feel a new balance within you, and there are new people coming into your life. You've done an amazing job. I think you've maybe dug too deep in some places, but you did it because you wanted to make sure that you got things clear. As there's work here in the month of May that flows over into June, but June has laughter, joy, and celebration. It's almost as though, I mean, you're never going to be done digging, because that's what we're here for. That's what the physical reality gives us, is the ability to sort of dig into the emotions intellectually and spiritually, and get a greater richness out of life. It does feel as though life becomes far richer, especially from the January, March timeframe on. As you hit the laughter joy celebration in June, there's a birth of a new part of you, a new spirit within you. There's a birth of a new part of you that has been hiding out kind of in the corners, so that there's a greater richness of a person within you. And I do feel that you're moving in new directions. There's new insight, there's new wisdom. And all of this comes because you have taken this journey on because you want to change, you want to move, you want to Gregg. And it does feel as though, want to Gregg. Why did I say Gregg? Gregg, no. Gregg came in here. That's funny. You have free spirit. The name Gregg comes, I know Gregg is my co-host, but hold on to the name Gregg. You may meet somebody with that name, and I don't usually get names. So free will is here, and it's pretty interesting. So let's check back in with us next year, September or sooner. But it does feel as though September marks a time frame where a greater richness takes over. And it's pretty interesting. I hope that helped. A backhoe, huh? Everybody should have a backhoe in their garage.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it was a different Gregg.
Well, no, I don't think it's you, but I think the name Gregg, for some reason, has a calling to him.
You said my name. I jumped up. I was like,
oh, you were paying attention.
I'm trying to. And Michelle, I missed Michelle before she just said thank you for the wonderful information. So I just
you're so welcome.
Up. Okay, now next up, it's in two parts. So let me go back here. We have Adventures with Beth. She started by saying, I wasn't sure if she wanted a question, or Beth, if she had a question, but I asked her and she said, or she wanted a reading. She said yes. So first she said, I have too many questions. Then she followed up by saying, let's see, here we go. I always go with the general and leave it to spirit to decide what I need to hear, which I know you love. So, and she confirmed that she would like a reading tonight.
Okie doke. Okay. All righty, Duddy. Let's see here. This is Adventures with Beth. Oh, Beth. Okay. Okay. You know, people who have names that I used to have, my name when I went into chat rooms and everything was Happy Med BMD. And everybody thought I was a doctor. It's very discouraging.
Actually, Beth did say the first comment she made is she's a new subscriber from last night. So she subscribed to the channel, and she, I guess, was tuning in last night.
Oh, cool.
But we got about 3 or 4 people mentioned that. They caught you last night. The last person you said, Energy Shifter, caught you last night as well. First time here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I yes, that was an hour show that went 2.5 hours. It was really quite interesting. Thought I was going to have to put my jammies on eventually.
To that one.
Yeah, it was a long show. Okay, what we've got here is, wow, you're really working hard on yourself. It feels here as though you have worked so hard on yourself. It's unbelievable. I think that what I need to say to you is, don't be so hard on yourself. It's important that we're here to learn lessons, and when lessons come, it's not our fault. It's what we've attracted to ourselves because we need the challenge to grow and become better people. And you just have the most lovely, compassionate energy around you. It's profound. Haven't actually gone into past lives here, but you in past lives have always been the person that people trusted, the person that people relied upon. You were the one that challenged, that as a female went onto the battlefield and helped those that were still alive. You were the one that gathered children after hurricanes and earthquakes to take care of children that had been orphaned. You have a caring, loving, amazing energy about you, and you attract people to you. Just make sure that what you are what I would call a spiritual empath. Your energy just oozes out of you, and people are drawn to you. So be careful that you don't have so many people drawing on your energy that you don't have enough left for you. And I'm not saying don't take care of other people. I'm saying make sure that if you're caring and compassionate, you do it through a spiritual part of you as opposed to a physical part of you. Because if you just use your physical energy, you can be drained. And you care so much for everyone and everything that you kind of are like a light in the darkness for many people who are having difficulties. The element of spiritual compassion here is really quite profound. As you hit the October timeframe, there is a duality here, as though you are working on a spiritual level in one direction, a physical level in another direction, and that's perfectly fine. They don't seem to be in any way opposing one another. You're filling two blanks at the same time, which is really kind of cool. It does feel as though your spiritual energy is kind of under the radar. Spiritual energy does deal and empower your creative, intuitive self, so that you use that energy that way, and it does feel as though it helps to enlighten you in many directions that you're going in. As you hit the November timeframe, here's where you begin to see new aspects of yourself coming out and manifesting within your physical reality. Talents, gifts, interests, and insights. And it does feel as though this is a time of gathering new energy as far as what directions do you want to go in. It's not like you're going to change things as much as alter the way that you address your reality. As you get into the December timeframe, it feels here as though you're making preparations for the whole next year. It's almost like, as bad as I am, I have next year's calendar already. I'm filling in things, and it does feel as though that's what you're doing. You're sort of making plans for when you want to do things, how you want to do them, how you want to approach getting ready for things, insights. Your creative talents and gifts are really quite profound. And I would say that sometimes you start things you don't finish. If you're not going to finish something you've started, give it away. Don't just shove it in the closet or under the bed. Sooner or later, you're going to have to find a home for things that you're not going to finish. As you hit the January timeframe, there's the aspect here of having freedom of choice, freedom of moving in new directions. And I do feel that you're going to find there are new directions that you want to sort of aim yourself in. And it does feel as though there's new energy coming through you from the universe, so that you've opened some portals here. I don't know what form of creativity you're doing, or if you have a manner of meditation of some sort here, but it does appear that there is a form of meditation, and meditation doesn't have to be sitting in a lotus position chanting. Meditation is a way of listening to the universe and to the spirit within, and it can be done in as many grains of sand as there are on the beach, as many stars as there are in the heavens. There are that many different ways for a person to meditate and listen to the spirit within them. And it does really feel as though you have found a way to pay attention to what's coming your way. As you get into the January timeframe, you're going to find yourself experimenting with new directions, especially for creativity, new ways of approaching your reality, new ways of impacting your reality, and making your voice and your feeling and your philosophies known to other people. As you get into February, there's a sense here of really connecting to the spirit that you have within you, really paying attention to the insights and wisdoms that are being gently pushed into your reality. Many people would interpret this as having a guardian angel, and you may feel like you have a guardian angel. And in reality, the guardian angel is the spirit within you. It's just that lots of people don't want to give themselves credit for having the kind of wisdom that you're going to be getting. So, but what you've got here, we'll call it a guardian angel. You have guidance here that's on a spiritual level. It will never tell you what to do or how to do it. It will give you encouragement, and it will help you to manifest energy, to draw new energies to you. If you're getting a message that you should do something or you shouldn't do something, that's your ego. The kind of insight and wisdom I'm seeing here is that of a spiritual energy within you, helping you to find channels or ways to express yourself to greatly enhance your impact on reality. As you hit the March timeframe, gosh, there's love all around you. I almost feel like there's relationship stuff going on here. It does feel as though there are new people coming into your life that should be very interesting relationships, as teachers, as friends, as, whatever kind of relationship you're looking for, because the element of relationship is here, and I can't really see what category it fits in, but there are new people coming in here in April. It does feel as though there's compensation coming into you from new directions. So there is money coming into you above and beyond what you expect. It's not a tax refund, and it's not from an inheritance, so that there is money coming into you that you don't expect that should be quite interesting. And no, I can't give you how much it is, but it's certainly over $1,000. It's money. It's not earned. It is earned, but it's not from a job. Exactly. As you come into it's April, May timeframe, again, attracting new people to you. This is going to be a time, this whole year after the first of the year is going to be a time where there are lots of new people coming into your life, lots of new friends that can be more than friends that can be professional, and friends that are just friends. I do feel that you're expanding upon your circle of friendships. I don't see you losing any of your friends, but I do see you gaining more. And these are friends that have a more spiritual feeling to them, so that they may be in a new direction. It may be something else that you decide to become involved in. June has a lot of work going on. It feels like you're rolling up your sleeves and you're getting to work on new projects, on new things that are very important to you. There's also travel here. It's within the United States, but there's the potential next year of something that goes outside of the United States. I would be careful as far as what the world situation is if you're going to go international, but I know there's definitely travel here next year within the States, and it may even get outside of the States. And if it does, it would be more it's interesting. It feels like it's more to the Orient than it is to Europe. So just be careful. As you get into the July timeframe, here's new beginnings, fresh starts, moving in new directions, making sure that that's interesting, making sure that all your T's are crossed and I's are dotted. It feels like there's some sort of contractual things in the summertime going on here. And as you get into the August timeframe, there's the initiation of a new project that could be very beneficial to you and to others as well. And it does look as though there are proposals of some sort here. And as you hit the September timeframe, a good continuity of flow of energy. make sure that when you're making contractual decisions, understand you don't need other people with you. You need to be in charge of whatever directions you go in. You need to be the one that is in charge. Don't share authority because you have the power. Okay, hope that helps.
Okay.
Okay.
She was making a lot of comments, Doran. I know it's hard for you to read them all, so I can kind of just show them to you real quick. At the beginning, she said, "Yes, that's me. I have stories about that." That was at the beginning. And that has been happening recently. A lot of confirmation. My newest endeavor.
Ooh.
Talked about she's surrounded by crystals, silver, and gold as we speak.
Wow.
Then the creativity is her middle name. Oh boy, to the money. That was for the money. Then anything helps. And she said she'll start doing that next week. And then outside, talking about traveling, so she won't get on a plane or a boat, so she must be swimming. No passport. If you only saw what I was saying. Well, yeah, so she heard me saying that. Now,
travel, Canada, you don't need to fly to.
Right. Yeah, it could be out of the country.
I still China. Well, it could be it could be contact with China.
Well, you could always get a passport too.
Well, it contact with China. You don't need a passport to have contact. You don't need a passport to do Zoom meetings and stuff like that.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Still need a passport. Right. That's right. I just said right. We just covered that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next up is got a lot of comments going on here. So let me go all the way back. It's Drops of Jupiter, who I think has been with us before. That sounds familiar. And Drops of Jupiter says, I had to give up my home while trying to get off. Actually, I don't know if that's the first one. Let me see. Let me just make sure that I'm reading the right one. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I had to give up my home while trying to get off pharmaceutical. I feel like I lost my center, my grounding, which my home was. Appreciate some guidance for grounding and healing. Thank you, Barbara.
Okay. Well, I can certainly understand how lost you can feel. My home while trying to get off pharmaceuticals. Okay. You didn't lose your center. You may have forgotten where you put it, but you didn't lose it. You've done the right thing. And I know how home can feel like your safety net and things like that, but in a way it may have been helping you with the problem you had in the first place. From what I can see with these cards, you now are at a place in time where you can attach yourself to the fact that you are your center. You carry within you a spirit that is a part of all creation. You have within you the strength to do, and not quite leap buildings at a single bound, but you have the power of the universe inside of you. And sometimes we need to lose everything to find everything. And sometimes when we're holding on to the old, that keeps us hobbled. And when we've lost the old, it allows us to spring forward and to move in new directions of spirit. Challenges are always going to be there. And yet there is a power and a strength within you that is very profound. You would not have the fact that you got hooked on pharmaceuticals. I have been there. I know what it's like. And it is hard to get through those periods of time. But the reality is once you're through them, and it does feel like you are committed, to being all the way through them and finding the new direction and the new you that is already within you. It does feel as though, from what I'm seeing here, that your house is in order, that you have within you the power and the strength to confront the issues that are at hand. And they're big issues. I won't diminish that. They're big issues, but take them one at a time. It feels to me as though there is help around you. And, when you need the strength, when you need the help, there is always a hand there to help you. So that by the time you get to December, there is such power here in helping you. And you say you lost your home, and yet I feel you have a home by the time you get to the November timeframe. Now, I don't know if this is a temporary home or what, but I do feel that home is here. There's a sense of feeling at home within yourself. Once that is there, I urge you to find a spiritual presence. And in almost every one of the programs that help people to get off of addictions of any sort, be they people or pharmaceuticals or alcohol or Diet Coke or what, there needs to be, in some way, shape, or form, a spiritual essence to what's going on. Because let's be honest, we're talking about the spirit within you. So linking to it, finding a spiritual guide, helper, whether it is getting someone who can act as a sponsor, or finding a religious organization that you feel strongly about and can relate to, whether it's a unity church or any form of religious institution. But most importantly is that once you start to address the spirit within you, and I do feel that here by the time you get to December, you have found that link. Once you have found that link, it is a powerful, powerful tool to help you rebuild your life in a positive, exciting, joyful way. So that are there going to be challenges? Absolutely. Are there going to be mountains to climb? Of course. But once you find that spiritual connection, it gets you through anything. Are you going to stumble? All of us do. Everybody stumbles. That's part of the learning process. If you didn't fall, there'd be no point. You find the strength within you. And, I'm not encouraging you to fall, but I am telling you that should you fall, should you backslide, whatever, if you have that spiritual link, it will help you carry you through. And it can be in any number of places, but not a friend, not a family member, but someone who is connected to a spiritual organization of some sort. So, and lots of times, the hardest part is admitting you need the help and reaching out for it. But there's always a hand there. If you are reaching out to spiritual help, Spirit will always have a hand there. Family and friends can never give that to you because they love you and they'll want to help you. And, you need to have a solid source of connection to spirit in order to make your way through this. I firmly believe that you are going to. I firmly believe that you will find that kind of help. If you don't already have it, if you already have it, then you're on your way. But it feels to me as though you're still looking for a way to manage all by yourself. We're never that strong. We need to have that connection to spirit in order to make the difference in our lives. And sometimes people have difficulties as you do. Other times they have different kinds of difficulties, but always having to reach for the spirit is the connection that everybody on a spiritual journey, once they say, I need help, I need to attach to the spirit within me needs to find help to cut to more greatly manifest within my reality, then you find a spiritual counselor that can help you. Not just pray with you. Praying with you is good too, but someone who can help you, guide you through the difficulty you're in now. It feels to me as though you have resisted this, and you're very close to being at a place in time where you will find it. And once you have found it, it does appear that, the rest of the year, from December on, actually, it feels like you're gonna feel yourself stepping out of the shadows more into the light. I am connected to a spiritual community. Phenomenal. Once you're connected, things will move slow. They move slowly, but healing is a slow process, and it starts from inside. It doesn't start from outside. It starts from inside. And the more you get involved, the more you understand the purpose of the difficulty you've been through, and that helps to connect you to the spirit within you. I feel strongly that there is, there's home. There's the feeling of home in November, the spiritual connection far greater here in the December timeframe. And after that, the universal forgiveness, allowing yourself to heal, coming into a time of understanding and greater wisdom into the journey that you're on, which is a phenomenal journey. And it does enhance you. It makes you more sensitive, not only to yourself, but to other people as well. That means you're helping other people. You'll come to a time frame where you're the hand that reaches out to help others. But you have to learn that journey. You have to walk that talk first in order to be turned around and help others. And I feel that you will be so profoundly successful at it. It's wonderful. I feel money is going to be much more easy to come by as you hit the springtime. And as you move into that would be April and May, there's a duality here. You're moving in new directions. There are new people in your life. There's a greater sense of warmth and love and compassion and insight and creativity here. It's all going to flow for you, and it's all going to flow beautifully. It's not an easy pathway, but it gets a lot smoother as you get along there. And if you fall and bruise a knee, it's okay. You've got to. You're on the way to healing. And I know it's not an easy process, but what a noble process. What a great process to recognize that you need help and reach out for it. And once you decide to really follow through with it, it will move for you, not fast enough, never fast enough, but I would say within a year's time, you're going to find that you are a completely different person, a new person, one that can help others to a greater degree than ever before. But keep in touch. Please stop by and just say hi and let us know how you're doing, because, I've been through that kind of process myself. And I definitely understand how empty it feels, even though there are people around you. But I do feel you're right on the edge of finding exactly what you need. Hope this helps.
All right. Next up,
I got scars on both my knees. I kept falling.
I can relate to that too. Okay, let me make sure I pronounce her name right, because she gave it to me in the chat. She said it's like Jacqueline, so Jaquetta. Did I say that right? I think. She said, I lost my partner 11, I guess that's November 2022. Moved back to Missouri. Since I've been here, I've had one physical ailment after another. I'm a positive person and pray that I'm on the threshold of my Cinderella moment.
Ooh.
So then she said, what do you see for me?
Okay. I'm so sorry you lost your partner. I know how difficult that can be. Um, when did she lose the partner?
She wrote, so she said 11/2022.
Okay.
I'm assuming she means November 2022.
Okay. One physical.
And she also,
Well, you're
she also said awesome, Greg. So I guess I pronounced her name perfect. Thought I'd throw that in there.
yeah. Thank you for encouraging him. He's doing an amazing job that he never expected he would ever be doing.
True.
Gregg is my tech, and all the beautiful stuff you see on all of our new stuff is a result of his masterful gifts and talents. I wouldn't call him masterful quite yet at this, but he's getting there.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, among other things, you're detoxing. So that's why you're having physical ailments going on and on. Your spirit inside of you is detoxing, is cleaning you out, is getting you cleared, so to speak. The channels are clearing. You have an amazing energy. The cards that I have out here, it's a time in which you're pulling body, mind, and spirit together. You're getting stronger, and you're moving in new directions inside of yourself. Missouri, physical elements. Wow. It feels like your sinuses are really being challenged, and in a way, I guess that is in many ways detoxing. I feel your body is clearing out. Oh, that's interesting. Your body is clearing things out. You're going to have to adjust your eating habits and patterns a little bit. You're going to find that it's a whole new cycle for you. It's almost like you're having two life cycles in one cycle. And I would say Cinderella. I would say that what you've got going on here is a clearing out of a lot of cosmic crap that you've been going through. You're releasing energy, and in many ways it may physically affect you, so that you have issues that you have to deal with. I would say that by the time we get to, no, I'm going to start with this month. November is a time where the element of initiation is here. And so it does mean that you are coming to a time where there is a whole fresh new start to your life. And what's happening is you are detoxing. You're clarifying yourself. You're moving into new aspects of self. It's not like you have a new person inside, because that's not the case. But it does feel as though there is this sense here of learning new things about yourself. I feel your taste buds are changing. Your philosophy is changing. You're moving into a new energetic field. It's almost like it's a new energy that overlays the physical reality. And then there's an etheric there's another quality on top of that. I feel that the spirit within you is cleansing itself, and in cleansing itself, it's changing among other things, your taste buds. And so that what you're seeing here is a new you is beginning to emerge. I feel that especially after you get to the first of the year, you're going to want to change, your clothing taste, your eating patterns, there's just a whole new you coming out of a shell here. And you had a wonderful experience on many levels with the partner that you had. Yet I do feel you are getting ready for another experience, but not yet. And what's happening is you're getting more and more in touch with the spirit within you. And by doing that, you're beginning to see new philosophies, new changes, new tastes, not only taste buds, but new tastes, so that you're going to be drawn in new directions. You're going to find yourself interested in new aspects of life that you hadn't been interested in before. There's creativity here in new directions. There's your insight and your intuition are drawing you into new areas of exploration that you hadn't considered before, but it feels like it is going to be quite profound for you. You're going to find, first of all, if you haven't written a book already, I see you publishing at least one book, if not more. As you hit the December timeframe, here's where you really get in touch with the spirit within. You really have a better feeling as to the new directions that you are going to be drawn in. Now, understand, the spirit within is looking at the evolution of the spirit, not so much what on an intellectual, physical way you're looking at, another life partner and happily ever after type stuff. But what you've got is a new persona, so to speak, coming out as you get into the January timeframe. So you'll be drawing new people to you. There are new directions you're going to be going. There's travel here. And it does feel as though you're going to be investigating new aspects of the spiritual qualities that you hold within you. You have certainly, your dreams are profound. And if you're not keeping a dream journal, you should be, because it does feel as though there is a richness here as far as dreams go that can give you insight into the directions that you're going to be flowing in. By February, your house is in order, so to speak. You seem to have a better grasp on some of the new directions you're going to be flowing in. Philosophically speaking, I feel that there is a great interest in antiquity, as far as this, like the Sumerians and ancient cultures and ancient religions. I feel that there is a strong pull and draw to some of the questions that have lingered that have not been answered about history and prehistory and prehistory and what came before the flood and all of that kind of stuff, so that you're going to be drawn in some very, very new and interesting directions. As you get into the month of March, I do feel that things are going to loosen up for you, so that you have a greater freedom of being able to go and do things that you want to do. There's a sense here of doing things on your own that you never would have done before, that now you're going to start doing. I feel new people coming into your life, and you're talking about Cinderella. I don't see any pumpkins here, but it does feel as though as you hit April, home seems to go through a change, and as you get into May, I do feel that again there's spiritual insight and wisdom pushing you in new directions. As soon as you feel content with being alone, the universe will have another person come into your life. And it's probably going to be something that you just say to yourself at some point in time, gosh, I still love and miss the people that aren't with me any longer. My life is so rich. I am so happy. I am content. And if you say that, or find yourself saying or feeling that and meaning it, before you know what, before you can even blink, there will be another person in your life, and you will have that Cinderella moment. No glass slippers, but I think you're going to find another prince. Now, where that relationship goes, I don't know. But sometimes you don't need to repeat something that was good. It's maybe sometimes better to create something new and different that is good too. As you hit the June timeframe, spotlight falls on you. There's magic. There's magic all around you. And as we get to next summer, there is travel. There is a sense of new beginnings and fresh starts, and there may even be. Oh, that's funny. There may even be two princes. And you get back to me when you have two princes, because you're going to wonder what to do, and I will have the answer at that point. Okay. Okay, Greg. We just gave two princes. What the hell?
All right, let's see. We got a few comments. First, she just said, I agree. I like new things and ideas. All right, that's
Cool.
good. Adventures with Beth. Beth said, I think Barbara is tapped into me. That's cool.
I hope so.
Somebody else said something. Let's see. Who was it? There's so many comments, I can't keep track of it all. Let me get. I'll come back to that. The next up is, I gotta go all the way back up. These guys are having quite a conversation going here tonight. All right, we have Nancy Ray, and Nancy says, "Hello, Barbara. Is frequency healing a good avenue to pursue?" Thank you.
Okay. Now, frequency healing is a good modality.
Here, she just she just posted this. I've always been attracted to frequency medicine and healing using sound, light, and color. Would love to be involved with this in the near future.
Oh, okay. So long as you are not pursuing someone else's technique, so long as you are creating your own technique with sound, light, color, and whatever, I am 100% with you. If you are trying to follow somebody else's modality, won't work. It has to be your own. It has to be something that you take and recreate so that it is unique unto your energetic field. I mean, there's solfeggio music, there's music, there's healing bowls, there are lots of different things you can utilize. If you can combine all of that into something that is unique unto you, you'll be successful. But just repeating what somebody else has, by going chapter and verse of someone else's technique won't work for you. You have a unique energy. It has to be made your own. And it can't just be frequency medicine. It has to be unique. You have to find a way of making it something that is unique unto you. Fine with using bowls, fine with using recordings, I'm fine with you using the frequencies, but doing it with your own spin, with your own energetic field, so that interpretation is not, well, let's see what so and so had to say about this. It utilizing your own energetic field to feel what somebody needs, what they need to have within their own system, what will resonate the greatest with them, having that come from you, so that whatever reaction you get, the interpretation is unique to you and your spirit. 100% fine. You have in past lives worked with music. You've worked with mostly stringed instruments, lyres. There's a harp here. Lyres, I see. Harp, I see. and you've done the bowls too in past lives. So make it your own. Sit down and see what resonates to you and make it your own. Create your own style. Not so that you can teach it to others so much as that you can utilize your own energy, your own energetic field, so that when you're interpreting something, it comes from you. Because if you create the tool and then use it to help other people, it's 100% you and it's perfect. And you'll be successful to whatever degree you want to be. But again, following someone else's technique won't work for you. Make it your own. You're going to be perfect. The element, the cards here are suggesting that there is a new beginning here. There is a fresh start here, and I do feel that you've got the foundation. You've got parts of the foundation figured out already. Again, it's sort of like when you pick up a book on dream interpretation and they give you an interpretation for a symbol. It doesn't mean that. It meant it to whoever wrote the book. But if something means something different to you, then that's the interpretation you use. And so by developing your own mode, whether you're using colored lights, whether you're using, I don't care what you do or how you do it, just create your own. And don't follow anybody else's suggestions, because if what you're doing is a healing process, if it's a spiritual based healing type frequency thing that you're doing, it has to come from you. It has to be something that you've done in past lives, and you have. There are stringed instruments in past lives here that I see. The lyre keeps coming up. The harp is here too. Guitar maybe. Okay. So it's kind of going to be interesting. I do feel strongly that you have the ability and the technique and the ability to create whatever you need, and by creating it, you will have a practice that will be quite profound. Energy healing is something that is opening up for a lot of people as you're evolving in towards December timeframe. You're moving into new aspects of yourself. There's the element of magic and miracles, expecting the unexpected as you get into the January timeframe. And it does feel as though there is a sense here of your insight and your wisdom and your intuition coming more online than ever before, giving you the ability to have a unity of focus towards the changes that you're going to be making in your life. And you are going to be making changes. This is a time of new beginnings. This is a time when there is new light in you and new insight, and you're helping to make changes within not only your life, but those around you, which is really quite profound. As you get into the May and June timeframe, you have laughter, joy, and celebration, new people coming into your life, and helping you to move in new directions within yourself. If things resonate with you, to you, it's something that you can turn around and share that resonance with other people. And I do feel that that's what you're going to be doing. There's a sense here of forgiving yourself for sort of, it's the July timeframe. It's the universal forgiveness. It's forgiving yourself for making some of your work harder than it needed to be, and sort of questioning some of the choices you've made, and yet there's a strength here that is quite profound, that moves you into new directions as you get into the August timeframe, where what you send out returns to you and is greatly magnified. And by the time you hit September, you will have found a new foundation to work with. It's going to be interesting to see. You even said I played the lyre for healing. Son of a gun. Okay. Well, that's a stringed instrument. So it looks here like it's a great direction for you to go. And I would definitely move in it and try to develop something that is very unique just for you. Okay, thank you.
Okay. A lot of comments happening here. All right. Let me find the next one, who is, here we go. Well, first of all, got a few comments. Drops of Jupiter said, blessings, Barbara.
Thank you.
Beth said that I'm doing a great job on the tacky stuff. Just figured I should throw that in.
Gonna paste that on the wall.
Not sure exactly what this means, but it looks like it's positive.
Yes, I'd say so.
So next up, we have Ranu. And Ranu says, can you give me a general guidance for me?
Sure.
And then just popped in again and said, ma'am, can you for my career? So Ranu, I'm not sure if that's a man or a woman, but Ranu, assuming maybe it's a woman, but she wants to know about her career. He, she.
Well, I'm sure that'll pop in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. It does feel here as though you are at a time when you are standing at a crossroads, it feels. And it does look as though you're kind of looking in many different directions as to new things to bring into your life and incorporate into your life. I do feel strongly that this is a good time for you to start trying out things that you have often wanted to try but have been afraid to. And again, keep it legal and not and not against your morals or anything. But this whole year is a time in which you're making changes that you've thought about internally, but you haven't manifested. And this next 12 months feels as though it's a time for manifestation. It does feel as though this is a time where you're questioning a lot of things in your life, and you're really looking into, the whys and wherefores. Why did I change that? Why did I choose this pathway? How do I, enhance it, or should I look in new directions? From what I can tell career-wise, it feels as though there are opportunities coming, and it's just a matter of you being patient and waiting for the changes to manifest on their own. Try not to push yourself in any new direction. Allow the new directions to come and look for you and pull you. It does feel as you get into the November timeframe, there's a great kindness around you. There's a wonderful, loving energy around you, and so it does feel as though you are at a point in time where there is an enhancement as to what you do, whether it is, well, it is professional, and it is on a personal level as well, so that you are coming into a time where you are incorporating more of yourself into everything you do, whether it's professional or personal. You're allowing yourself to let your spirit flow more easily in new directions, and it is doing so. It's quite profound. As you get to the December timeframe, there's a sense here of paying attention to the insights and the wisdoms that you're gathering. You have the ability to understand direction, to flow with what is most appropriate for you spiritually, whether or not it appears to be physically or not. But spiritually, you're flowing beautifully, and it does feel as though it's guiding you very nicely into new directions on a professional level. As you hit January, there's a sense here of the spotlight falling on you, of people paying attention to what you're saying and doing. And because of that, it feels as though you're going to be given opportunities to go in new directions and allow yourself to sort of rise to new levels of understanding and new levels of approach to your reality, so that you aren't just doing intellectual stuff. You're including philosophical stuff and even spiritual stuff into almost everything that goes on around you in your career and in your everyday life. As you hit February, it's a time in which you're evolving. I think spiritual energy is flowing very strongly through you. And what I'm seeing is that you're evolving into a new person. There are changes that are going on around you and within you that are really quite profound, opening you up to new directions and new new ways of expanding yourself, whether it's career or whether it's on a personal level. You're growing and you're stretching, and it's really quite profound. As you hit March, as you hit March, here's where I see you within your physical reality, sort of dividing your time more equally among different aspects of your life. It feels as though up to this point in time, you've been a little overwhelmed with new energy and new insight and new responsibilities. And in the March timeframe, you sort of bring a new balance into everything, and that brings greater light and joy into your life. April has changes on many different levels. And it does feel as though you have the aspect of looking at new locations, whether or not you actually move or not, I don't know. But April and May both have you looking at new directions for residence and possibly careers. So there may be changes or offers coming to you. I don't feel you're going to be let go, but I do feel as though you are going to have opportunities to move in new directions, and it may well be in the same place, or it may be in. I know there are new job offers coming your way here, and they don't feel upsetting. It's just like it's a time of choice for you, and certainly you have the freedom of choice, but make sure you don't choose a direction that will limit you, because you're at a place in time where you're expanding greatly energetically and spiritually, and you want to make sure there's room for you to grow no matter where you go. June is a time of unity, of focus, of taking care of yourself. And it does feel as though there's travel here in the June timeframe, just for you to sort of, I don't know, just be calm. And I feel you need to go someplace where you can be quiet, where you can be by yourself, where you can sort of take stock of the changes and the things that have happened in your life and make choices and decisions that are appropriate for you, but also expansive. And as you hit July, there's magic and miracles, expecting the unexpected. July is a time where all sorts of magical things are going to be happening to you. And as they begin to happen, keep a journal, write them down. The more you write them down, the more frequently they will occur. And July is a time when absolute magic is going to be happening in your life. You will not believe the changes and the shifts that are going to be possible for you. And they're all of a positive nature. Just don't feel rushed and don't feel overwhelmed. As you get into the August timeframe, there's duality here, as though there are two new directions you're moving in. I feel that it's important to remind you that you need to be creative, and the more creative you are every day, the more unique and expansive are going to be the choices that come into your reality. So please do understand that the more creative you are in your personal life, not being paid for, that the greater the challenges are, but the more exciting they are as well, because you're fueling them with your creative energy. We fuel our life and our forward motion by the creativity that we exhibit and express within our reality. As you hit the September timeframe, it's almost like you become a new person. It's very exciting, and yet there is an inner glow and wonder about you that is perceivable with the naked eye, that is most remarkable. I would take a picture of you now and just stick it someplace, and then take a picture next September and put it next to it. You're going to see a completely different person. And I'm not talking about cosmetic surgery. There you go. Hope that helped.
Well, I think so. I said, thank you, ma'am. Such an awesome reading.
Oh.
There you go. All right, we're all caught up. We have a few.
You got to understand something. The readings are only as awesome as the people that I'm reading. You know, you can't get that kind of awesome stuff if it's not there in your energy. So it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with exactly what you bring to the table, and you just don't recognize it yet.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, what a great night. A lot of great interaction, you know. We're all caught up with reading requests. We're almost at 2 hours. We have a few comments that I'll pop up here. Pat, one of the earlier first reading, I guess she left maybe, but she said, thank you both. I love your show. So grateful for your insight, wisdom, and channeled wisdom. Thank you, Gregg, for running the show so smoothly.
Yes, thank you.
I'm getting a lot of there were some comments saying my head is going to get a little big here. So
Yeah.
And then they're going to make
Don't be too good to him, please. I can't afford him.
They're going to make a tinfoil hat for me. Nancy said, thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate you and your profound wisdom. And I think there was one more. Was there another one? Yeah. And Energy Shifter said, thank you so much, Barbara. Now I know when to return the backhoe. By the way, I'm a lady.
Oh, thank you.
We weren't sure. Okay, so let's see. New comments coming up. Oh, Beth said, thank you so much for what you do. So Jaquetta said, thank you so much, Barbara and Gregg. So everyone looks like we had a good night. Everyone had fun.
Oh, good. Well, we'll be here same time next week in case somebody comes up with something new they want to ask. Other than that, Gregg and I will go have dinner, I guess.
There you go. Late night dinner.
Thanks for being here, everybody, and giving me the opportunity to talk to the wondrous energies that you all brought into the show. I so appreciated it. You're the ones that make this a success. Good night now.